Traditional food habits are generally based on the locally available items of food. How we are, for example, North Indians, they are using maximum wheat. Why? It is available in that area. Then when we are moving to northeastern side, like Bihar or Orissa or West Bengal or Assam, that area we can see they are using rice as their staple food because it is available in that area. If you are coming to south, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, then Tamil Nadu, Kerala, we are also using rice instead of wheat. Why? It is available. And if you are moving to Karnataka and Maharashtra, we can see they are using different items like wheat they are using, then jowar and bajri they are using. Then we can see in Karnataka, this south Karnataka, they are using ragi also, then maize, like that different rice also they are using, like what all things are available in that area, according to that they are using their we are making our own food style. So it is happened there also. Traditional food habits are generally based on the locally available items of food. Please underline. Bengal is a riverine plain which produces plenty of rice and fish. So what is the speciality of Bengal? It is a riverine. Every side we can see, in one side it is Brahmaputra, one side it is, don't think about what we are saying, this Bengal means not only this West Bengal, no, total Bangladesh, inside there is East Bengal plus in Indian side we are having the West Bengal, altogether you want to understand. So one side it is Brahmaputra river, one side it is Ganga river. So they are having the many fertile land. Because of that one they are cultivating rice, and because of the presence of rivers, big rivers, we know presence of fish also. Understandably, these two items figure prominently in the menu of the even poor Bengalis, because when they don't have any side dish to eat with the rice, what they will do, they can take a hook and go to catch the fish and make curry or fry, and they can eat. Then that much it was available in that area. So rice and fish, that will become the prominent food for them in Bengal area. Then fishing has always been an important occupation, and Bengali literature contains several references to fish. And then we can see the people, those who came from Bengal region as a philosophers, as a scientists, okay, that we will discuss later. What is more, terracotta plaques on the walls of the temples and viharas, Buddhist monasteries, depict scenes of fish being dressed and taken to the market in the basket. Like that one picture also it is given here. So what was available there, according to that they started to paint or even use that word for the painting or making the pictures in the walls of the temples. Brahmanas were not allowed to eat non-vegetarian food, but the popularity of fish in the local diet made the Brahmanical authorities relax this prohibition for the Bengal Brahmins. So Bengal Brahmins, they are able to eat, they are allowed to eat fish. So don't think like that, what is available in that area that we want to eat. If they are saying like that, we won't eat non-veg, and it is very, very difficult because the area with marshy land, because of that one they can't cultivate much of other items, vegetables and other things. What we can related to marshy land things we can produce. Then so Brahmins, they got the relaxation for in what, the eating of food, that local diet, that is the rice with fish curry. So in our area it is totally prohibited. The Brahmins, they can't eat. Then the Brihadarma Purana, the 13th century Sanskrit text from Bengal, permitted the local Brahmanas to eat certain varieties of fish. Not all varieties, certain varieties of fish they can eat, like that. It is written in the Sanskrit text of 13th century. So we are changing our food style according to situation. If you are going to coming to Kerala, you can see many people they are using rice with a fish, fish that also sea fish. And when we are here in the coastal area of Tamil Nadu, for example Chennai or Nagapattinam, Tuticorin, like that area, they are also using the seafood. But our area we are getting the fish. If we want to get only river fish or I think pond fish. They are we are rearing that one fish and selling, like that fish are available. And the people those who are living in the forest area, their food style is entirely different. They are depending on some roots and leaves of the trees. If you are speaking getting chance to visit like that tribal area, we can see like that bamboo rice and other things. Have you heard about bamboo rice? The seeds of the bamboo they are collecting and they are cooking that one, and they are having food like our rice, they are having that one. So they are making pickles with the help of bamboo roots, bamboo stem and other some of the roots what they are collecting from the forest. They are making the pickles, very healthy pickles, like that, very tasty also. So according to that, the local area what is available, we want to change our food style. Then emergence of nation states in Europe, that is the in the same time what is happening. Then now we are reached the people, we have discussed in this lesson what the British people or the European people came here and they started their trade here in India, different parts, even they reached the Bengal area, like that we discussed. So how they discuss, what they done to India, how they become, or why we fight against them to get our independence, like that things you are going to study in 8th standard. 8th standard to 10th standard it will be there. So in 8th standard we will start how they came here and how they started their trade here, slowly how they are becoming the powerful people, how they got authority in their hand, like that. For that purpose there is something, some changes in the socio-political situation of Europe that we are going to see. Till 18th century, people in Europe saw themselves as subjects of an empire, such as the Austro-Hungarian empire, or the members of a church such as the Greek Orthodox Church, etc. So up to 18th century, they don't have like that. We are one in nation, like that. National feeling was not there. Instead of that, they was under some of the kings. How we was here, like Chola kings or Pandya kings or the Mughal kings or the Delhi Sultanate, like that. Kings was ruling us. We was considered as we are the what we can say subjects of that particular king, like that. Same way it was there in Europe. Then church was very prominent there in European continent. So they was thinking like that, we are from which church, it is from Pentecostal church or Orthodox church, like that things. They were like that, divisions was there. But from the late 18th century, people also began to identify themselves as a member of a community that spoke a common language such as French or German, like that. Then at end of the 18th century, what is happening? They are understanding we are speaking the common language. That language name is French or German or Italian, like that. They are considering they are as a one group. So instead of their rituals what they are doing, or the kings and invasion of the different kings and emperors, other than that, what language they are speaking, according to that they are making their own group or their own special community. How we are having here, even though the Mughal kings came or the British people came, then also we are having our concern with our own language speaking people. Then such as the French or German. By the early 19th century, Romania school textbook began to be written in Romanian rather than in Greek, and Hungarian was adopted as a official language instead of Latin. So we can see the changes. There was under the other kings, and they was using different languages for the school textbook or official language. Slowly they are taking their own language. Romanian language they are started to use in school textbook were in Romania instead of Greek. They was under the leadership of Greek kings. So they are taking their own initiative to make their language more prominent there. Then in the same way in Hungary, they are using Hungary as the official language instead of Latin. They was under the influence of Roman kings. They was taking away from that, and they started to become powerful, and they started to use their own language as official language. These and other similar development created a consciousness among the people that each linguistic community was a separate nation. So here in India we made, after independence we made separate state according to the language. Now there is little bit changes because of the administrative purpose or the development of that particular area we are considering, and we are making the changes nowadays. But just after independence, what we made our Indian states, that is maximum according to language. For example, Tamil Nadu, that time it was known as Madras state, and Madras state with the people those who are speaking Tamil, and Kerala state people those who are speaking Malayalam. There when we are looking to the boundaries, we can see little bit variations, but more or less same. And Maharashtra people speaking Marathi, or Karnataka people speaking with that time names was different. Mysore state, like that name was there for Karnataka also. Slowly we are, according to our language, we are changing the name also slowly. So same way in Europe also they felt like that those who are speaking the same language, we are from the we should have a separate nation, or we should have a separate entity. This feeling was strengthened by the movement of Italian and German unification in late 19th century. These 2 points, the Italian and German unification, you are going to study in 10th standard, and it is very important point for 10th standard board exam. So you are getting a hint here in 7th standard itself what you are going to study in higher class. Then if you are looking in this paragraph, many points we are going to study in 9th and 10th standard. First one we studied about the German and the Austria-Hungary, Greek, and Greek War of Independence we want to study. French Revolution we want to study. See the different words what they used here. Then unification of Italy and Germany we want to study. Then which one we used? Greek, Latin, then German already said. French Revolution we want to study. Then we want to study Russian Revolution, then First World War, Second World War, like that many things we want to study. That everything you will get one more chance to understand how was India in the hands of the British people. That is in 8th standard full lesson. First lesson 2, how they came here, how they are starting their trade here, then how they are becoming the rulers, then what all administrative changes they are making, then how Indian people got the understanding we want to send them out, then how we Indian people came together to fight against the British people, then how we become independent. Then last chapter of 8th standard what we are going to study, after independence how we are improving, what is the condition, like that things we will study. So what you are going to study in 8th to 10th standard, some hint you are getting here in this paragraph, emergence of nation states in Europe. Because of this nation state feeling only, in India also we started to fight against, or African people started to fight against the European people, or in American continent they also started to fight against the European continent, like that one by one country becoming independent nation. Okay, we'll continue another one video with different aspects.